Good evening. My name is John R. Massey. I was born in 1831 here in Lincoln County and died in June of 1864 during the war between the states. Some people call me a hero and a martyr, and I don't really think so. I believe if anybody had been in my position, they'd have done the same thing I did. When the war broke out, Lincoln County had voted 100% in favor of secession. I joined the Confederate Army, signed up, and Peter Turney's 1st Tennessee Infantry down at Boone's Hill. Got sent off to Virginia, and after about a year, I developed chronic bronchitis and was sent back home on a medical furlough. The doctor here examined me and determined that I wasn't going to be able to serve again, so they discharged me from the Confederate Army. Now, Lincoln County didn't have any major battles, but they did have a Union General, Ebenezer Payne, who was the Provost Marshal of Lincoln County. On June 15, 1864, General Payne and his troops came in from Tullahoma, burning houses, barns, killing livestock, all the way to Fayetteville. When he got to town, he arrested Frank Burroughs, William Pickett, and Dr. Miller, all of whom had been in the Confederate Army. Dr. Miller had just got out of military prison after being captured after the Battle of Fort Donelson, and they arrested my brother Tom. General Payne said if he didn't find out by 3 o'clock where the bushwhackers were, where their camp was, that all these men were going to die. I found out about it. I came into town. I told General Payne, you need to let my brother go. He didn't know anything about the bushwhackers. He refused, and I told him, I said, General Payne, if you'll let my brother Tom go, I'll stand in this place. He agreed, and at 3 o'clock, they marched us on a hill outside of town, close to where the library is today. They let Dr. Miller go along the way, and when we halted, Pickett and Burris fell to their knees and started praying. I picked them up. I said, stand when you pray. Kneel to God, but never to dogs like this. They gave the command, ready. There for a moment I knew I was about to die, but I knew that my brother was going to be safe. Aim. I pulled my shirt open and I said, let's see how good your aim is. Fire. They shot, and all 3 of us fell dead, riddled with bullets. General Payne told the people of the town, leave them here until sundown. This is going to be a reminder of what we do to people when they don't give us the information we need, or they harbor bushwhackers. They left town, and Mildred Goodrich, who owned a dry goods store there on the square, got our bodies and took them in the store. We stayed, laid there overnight. Next morning, she buried us in a cemetery in her family plot. Me and Frank Burroughs lay there in the cemetery. William Pickett, they buried him out in Huntland. Miss Mildred was buried beside me after the war. But my story doesn't really end there, because 3 months later, in September of 1864, Captain Blackwell, who was a guerrilla fighter, came out of Tony, Alabama, headed towards Fayetteville. He picked up Tom Kelly, and by the time he got to Fayetteville, he had 12 guerrilla fighters with him. They made their way to Fayetteville. Captain Blackwell had been the sheriff over there before the war, raided the Union Supply Depot, captured 21 Union soldiers. As he left town, he set the supply depot on fire, and as they were making their way back to Fayetteville, Tom Kelly asked Captain Blackwell, what are you going to do with these men? He said, I'm going to kill them all. Tom Kelly said, well, we can't kill all of them. All of them had been bad. All of them had done things against the citizens. So when they got to Fayetteville, they let 11 of them go. Another 10, they took out to Wells Hill. Captain Blackwell shot every man and pinned a note to each man's jacket that said, remember John R. Massey. My death had been vindicated. Thank you and good evening.